I want to be a Filipino.
The Philippines, just like any other country, may have flaws, but it is still definitely worth defending, especially against people like Yumul, who act as if they know everything about the country and condemn it. Yumul argues that it is difficult to live decently in the Philippines because of the limited opportunities to earn a sufficient income. He claims that Filipinos could earn more money as an OFW rather than one working for a lifetime in the Philippines. On the contrary, the Philippines has experienced a great level of economic growth in the recent years, felt all the way from the impoverished to the rich citizens. The standard of living has slowly been improving, and people have been gaining more spending power. In fact, the World Bank had proclaimed the Philippines to be Asia's rising tiger last February 2013. The reason for this is the presence of macroeconomic stability and the fiscal situation of the government that is sound and improving due to several lucrative policies. This is more than just a title for the Philippines. This is proof that our country and our people will soon progress. Just because many Filipinos believe that the best way to earn money is to go abroad, it is not necessarily true. It is essentially just an exaggerated concept by a lot of Filipinos.
Furthermore, Yumul has a point when he establishes the fact that the Philippine government, undoubtedly, is filled with corruption and injustice. We may have a corrupt government, but as seen in our history, Filipinos have pulled together to overthrow an administration when deemed necessary. In fact, events of rebellion against the government have been recently filling the news about corruption and injustice within the state, such as the controversial PDEF and DAP, which are problems with the allocations of budget to public resources. Hence, even if our government has flaws, Filipinos seem to be headed towards the right track of molding their ideal government.
Yumul then pokes fun of how our country takes pride in our spirituality when we only produce two saints. To counter his cheap shot argument, we must understand who saints are and how one is entitled to be a saint. In the Catholic perspective, a saint is someone whose soul is in heaven. Saints can be anyone who has passed away, whether they are saints who are declared or non declared. In order for someone to be declared a saint, such entitlement requires heavy paperwork and background information on the saints, such as journals, newspapers, or whatnot. It is a very tedious process to have someone declared as a saint to the Catholic world. Unfortunately, the Philippines, unlike other countries such as China or Thailand, is not very rich with historical recordings or artifacts on the backgrounds of the potential saints. As a result, despite our richness in spirituality, compared to other countries, we cannot hunt down for saints, since in our past we don't have much recordings of these noble Filipinos. Hence, it is not that we only produce two saints and we ironically take pride in our spirituality, but rather, we probably have saints as many or even more than other countries, but are still yet to be discovered.
Lastly, the culture of the Filipinos has become a mix of other cultures around the world. Carlos Romulo states in his essay, I Am a Filipino, that we are of the marriage of the East and the West. No country has its own culture that has not been influenced by others. So why does Yumul say that we have become hypocrites just because of the way we talked and how we dressed ourselves? These are just the effects of globalization and trends that have spread throughout the respective industries. It's not only them who have influenced us, but us to them. Our mabuhay hospitality has made us famous. Even though we have inadequate public resources, we have a good public to make up for it. We are the kind of nation who are exceptionally family oriented and make sure that we help each other even after moving into a new home.
To end, we are merely the product of what time and circumstance have brought, and it is up to us to preserve whatever we have left in our nation. Our Filipino pride should not be withered by a few failures. In fact, it should push us to do better things in order to improve and be more proud of our country.